this is our 5th podcast of Real-Time Real Estate with King Homes and Land with Sandra King.
Casey Lyons.
And today we have Jennifer Holloway from the Chamber here.
Hi, happy to be here.
Cool. We're happy to have you. So we were just going to talk about some things really quick from August for our housing MLS statistics. So in the, August of 2018, we sold 21 homes as an MLS, and this year, 2019, we sold 24. And then we saw an average sale price increase of 9% from 2018. And then our office had the privilege of representing 25% of those buyers and sellers of that 24 number this year, so we're pretty excited. We had this, just really quickly, I'll tell you about this weird deal that another agent and I had in town that we signed paperwork on the 30th after we extended for the buyer, and the buyer was moving here. And then it took a week to get it funded because buyer didn't believe that the lender really wanted it funded with her money. And so just the partnerships that we had with Northwest Title and Masterworks and Foster's, because there was all kinds of things going back and forth, and the other agent really worked her butt off calling people, and Bank of the West was pitching in, and which nationally I'm not a Bank of the West fan, but locally we love those girls down there. But so it was just really, it was a good thing to see everybody working together trying to make something happen. And so kind of like with the chamber.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So did you do anything fun this weekend?
I don't even remember. What is today?
Today is Tuesday.
Oh my gosh.
Weekend was a blur.
I think so, yeah.
We have hunters here, so I cooked
right.
and cooked and cooked and cooked.
And
Yeah.
Cody didn't want to go to school yesterday. She wanted to help pack elk.
Yep, she wanted to help pack elk. She did not want to go to school.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, cool.
Starting to get a little chilly.
It is.
Mhm.
It is. It was like 40
I
this
love
morning.
fall. I
Me too.
love it.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, today I wore like a little lightweight jackety thing instead of my normal sleeveless stuff.
Exactly.
But, so anyway, okay, well I guess we'll jump into talking about the chamber, which is why we have you here today, that we're excited about. So what's the goal of the chamber? Because you've been the director for how long?
It's about 10 months now.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it goes fast. I can't believe it's almost been a year. So the chamber was founded with the goal of building success for businesses and the community. So it's a very broad goal. It was founded in 1946 by a group of business owners that wanted to get together here in Craig to form an organization that would create a stronger business environment and also do community development. And that's the same goal we have today. We want to build the business community. We want to encourage our community to thrive in any way we can.
Right.
So that's what we work towards, and I feel pretty excited about that mission because
It's a good mission.
it is broad enough to help on many different areas, but when you get to focus on business, I think that's where it grows everything else. So if you have a robust economy, then the rest of your community has more options and assets available.
And if the economy isn't as good, what is the benefit of the chamber?
Well, that's where those businesses can work together in unison to create economic growth,
Right.
or to send messages to legislators that we need representatives to look at our area before they make these votes. So we do that, but one of the things we're focusing on, as we know our economy is changing here, is to make the businesses we have and to support the businesses we have to be as quality as they can. How can we help ensure the ones we have survive and stay here and they're the best quality? And that's why we have started our customer service program, BEST, Beyond Excellent Service Training.
Oh, cool. I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, because that...
And we're chamber members, and I didn't. Oops, I missed that in the memo.
It's you should be seeing ads starting this week for our next session.
Okay.
This will be the second time we've offered it. It's brand new, so most people don't know about it yet, which is really exciting because it's already successful. So I really feel like the more people engage in it, we're going to see a
So
shift.
it's a national, this
No.
best thing. Oh, no, it's just great.
This is something that I created
Okay.
as coming out of the business toolkit that the chamber had worked on prior to my joining. But my job was to start implementing what they found in that toolkit. And one of the things they found was that our businesses need to be better customer oriented. and that we need to focus on the small niche businesses that are here.
Right.
And I noticed personally when I visited businesses when I first got the job that there were some businesses that aren't completely, welcoming when you go in there. You feel like you're kind of bothering them, or they're not really ready for business. It's maybe not the neatest setup, or it's slow service.
Right.
And I know that, everyone here that owns a business wants to do a good job. It's just kind of a changing of mindset on who your customers are and why you're serving them and how you serve them.
Right.
So the best customer service program is a combination of customer service skills. So we start out with that first question: who are your customers? And in this philosophy, every person you interact with is a customer, because they could be a potential one.
That's right.
And this is particularly important in our small community, right?
Right, exactly.
So those customer service skills, we go through that. We also then do soft skills, which universities are now trying to find a way to credential soft skills, because people are getting through with bachelor's and master's degrees and not knowing how to manage their time, not knowing how to have interpersonal conversations, or
just grammar in emails. Yeah.
Simple things, right?
Right.
Simple things you think you learned growing up. It's changed, and people aren't exposed to that interaction the same way.
Right.
You don't have, family dinners and the in-person.
Right, those dynamics have changed. Yeah.
So how do we teach people those skills? And this course is designed to do that. The other thing about this course that's just super fun is that we focus on local area assets, and to anyone that goes through this class, once they're done, they know of a handful of things they can recommend for people that come into their business. And I've been in line at a store where I was behind someone, and they asked the person in the register, "Hey, what's there to do here? I have the day off."
Right.
Or I'm passing through. I can't remember exactly, but the clerk said, "Oh, nothing, just go to Steamboat."
Oh no.
And we can't have that.
Sad.
Right. We need to all be cheerleaders for our town.
That's right.
If anyone asks any of us, what is there to do? We need to have, oh my gosh, there's so many things to do.
That's right.
How much time do you have?
Right.
And that's one of the things I wanted to
What
show
are
you
you
guys
interested in?
are these itinerary cards. These also came out from the business toolkit. So we put these together with just some ideas on different
those are cool.
itineraries you can do.
Moffat County, the best weekend, Dinosaur National
That's
Monument.
awesome.
And then we have the best day.
Oh, and it's a 2-day travel itinerary.
And you can pick, there's, ideas on the back.
Oh my gosh, I like that.
And we have ones for the Sandwash, the wildlife.
That's really cool.
And if you're into art, we got the petroglyphs here, and then you go out to Fiberworks, go up to the CNCC art collection, and then the City Park wood sculptures.
That's really cool.
So these are going out, and hopefully we end up getting them into every business, at least one of them. So if somebody asks, what is there to do in Moffat County?
How many days do you have?
How many days do you have? Or what are you in? Do you like
Yeah.
wildlife? Or do you want to go hiking? Or these Old West museums, right?
Right.
So that's part of what else we're doing as far as trying to, be hospitable. Because we also know from the business toolkit and the research, our tourism and outdoor rec industry is one that can grow.
Yes.
It's one that can grow small as we can, too. It doesn't have to be we get a huge industry, come in, and build this whole economy up.
Right.
We already have little things going with our outfitters,
That we can expand on.
with our different, the bike store here in town. There's already some of this activity going. How can we accent that and create awareness of the opportunities we have?
Here.
The trails. I mean, anything you want to do in Moffat County, you can do it.
Exactly.
And we have more space than most people with less people.
That's right.
And that's what we have to offer that everyone else doesn't have to offer.
That's right.
And
that's what the buyers like when they're coming here too. Home buyers, they're
Yes.
wanting to get out of whatever crowded place they're at and come here.
And I would imagine you're seeing more of location neutral people coming in, entrepreneurs with maybe businesses.
How good's the internet? Because we work from home.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's huge, huh?
It is. It is. Very
And
much
so luckily the broadband is scheduled to be coming in. They're working on it now. So that's a huge asset for our area here.
Absolutely.
And we do have so many positive things. People are, right now, I think there's some reality checks coming with extraction industry,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard for us to face as a culture.
Right, that's
Because-
true, because that's all we know.
That's all we know,
Yeah.
and we've had great jobs, and,
And we're
people-
comfortable.
we're comfortable,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And some of those jobs pay better than if you did go to a university.
Right,
So,
that's true.
It's shifting our whole dynamics of our area from that to something different, and we have to invent that.
Right.
But we have to be positive and open-minded about it.
And
That's right.
support
That's
it.
the big
Mhm.
thing, being open-minded to change. And change is hard for people, but you got to be open-minded.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
But I've been on two NACO. NACO is the National Organization of Counties. I've been on two of their teams. Right now I'm currently on the city's team, and we just finished a coal reliant community team where I got to meet people from other communities similar to ours with similar situations. And I can tell you, we have so many more opportunities than some of these other communities.
Oh, really?
We are in such better shape to move past the coal and gas industry and to really have a dynamic and really great business community, some successful industries. It's just we have to embrace that, and we have to move forward as we can. It's so much money. People get overwhelmed with, okay, it's going to cost this much money to bring this in,
Right.
and we can't do that yet. So how do we do it step by step? And that's why the customer service focus
Right.
and looking at our assets we have now. We already have a great dinosaur national monument. We already have a college that's sitting there
Right.
that we can bring
Expand,
in, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Mhm.
And so that's what the chamber wants to do. How can we help businesses, and then also let's get some new businesses in. Let's
Right.
help some startups. Let's help entrepreneurs. I'm excited to have the Small Business Development Center at the chamber now,
Right.
and working with regionally. I'm starting to work with the chamber in Steamboat and the town manager in Hayden, and we're going to each other's economic development meetings, and we're talking about how we can focus on this as a valley, Napa Valley.
I love
Right.
that. I love
Well, and
that.
Hayden just hired an economic development
Mhm.
person, so and
Yeah.
the town manager has a background in economic development,
Yep. Yeah.
so that's a good,
Yeah.
just to like you
Mhm.
say, the Yampa Valley, get that
Mhm.
network.
And there's some opportunities for funding that I just recently found out about. So if any of the viewers are looking at starting up their own business or have a fresh business they've already kind of got going, if you go to startupcolorado.org, when Attorney General Phil Weiser was here a few weeks ago, he showed me that website and told me that they are specifically interested in funding Yampa Valley businesses.
That's great.
And it's very vague. Like, you can go in, if you go to their website, and just tell them what you want the money for, and there's different. They're kind of putting funders together, and it's a program they started out of CU, and it's been kind of funded by some tech companies, I believe, and different startups, and but they're specifically focusing on rural Colorado, and they really want to do Yampa Valley. So I feel like if anyone's watching this, please go on startupcolorado.org and check that out, because they're ready to put money into our area.
That's fantastic. Your client.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyone you guys know. I want them to get flooded, because I want them to see we're proactive. We
Right.
want to work. If you
Right.
give us a tip, if you tell us something that you're willing to help, we're gonna jump on it, because we want to help ourselves, right?
Right, exactly.
That's one of the things about our area and our culture is we are independent.
We are, yes.
We're homesteaders, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, absolutely.
And that's the whole thing with our mindset and changing it to something different.
Yeah,
We're strong-headed.
right.
That can work in our favor, though.
That's true. That's true. It can. Yeah, she has a client that's starting her own business, and so just going
Great.
for it, and she's
Yeah.
super excited about
Yeah,
it.
I'm very proud of her.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's a major accomplishment.
Yeah,
so.
well, send them my way if they need it, have any.
Yeah, we definitely
I
will.
can help them connect however possible, get them any information
Perfect.
from the SBDC, and we're going to build that up. We're working with the city on a business co-work space, so we're hopefully going to be putting that in town
Yeah,
somewhere.
Peter Bricks has talked about that when he was on the podcast. That sounds exciting.
Yeah, those are really popular. They're
Right.
And those remote workers we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You still want a sense of community,
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
and you still need to bounce ideas and have that
Right.
dynamic
Just
of
networking.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what those spaces are becoming as we evolve into our new economy. which is going to be more people working on their own, more people controlling their schedule, right? We want to work. Sometimes I don't do so well at 8 at night. I need to do my work at 6 in the morning, or
Vice versa.
Once
I'm the vice versa person.
our society, right? Once our society realizes, and this is already being proven in proactive employers, and if you look at some of the proactive employers, they're starting to realize that if you interact with your employees on a human level, you're a human, I'm a human,
Right.
you have energy levels, you have brain, you have a personal life,
Right.
and if you start to give your employees more of adaptability, control over their schedule, where they can work it into their life and it fits better,
They're gonna excel too. They're gonna excel.
Absolutely, yeah.
you're going to have more productive and more loyal employees. What costs us the most? Replacing an employee.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
yeah.
What happens if you just treat them right and keep them?
Right.
You save money every day that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's awesome. So we answered kind of a lot of the questions here just in that, but I guess the main point of why somebody should join the chamber, a business should join the chamber here, is because...
Well, I would say the main thing would be marketing, because a normal membership is $300. And with that, you get marketing 365 days a year at the visitor center and on our website and on all the other publications we do. For example, the community guide we put out every year, this goes to every visitor center in the state automatically. We've already had refill requests on this one this year.
Right. Right.
So they're getting put out.
Right.
But if you think about that $300 and what you can do with that as a just think only marketing. $300, what will that get you marketing? One little ad for one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put a help wanted ad for an employee and it was over $300.
We did an open house ad and it was $9.50 and I about flipped.
Right. So to me, right off the bat, you're going to get
pays for
more
itself. That pays
than
for itself.
$300 worth of your marketing.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And then as you increase your level, you get more and more. And that's where, we have our Cornerstone members, and they have their logo basically on the sign we take everywhere we go. But in general, it's marketing. And then if you want to say, okay, the $300 or $500, $850, whichever level you're at, it's going to pay for your marketing. Even at $5,000, it pays for your marketing, because the Cornerstones, they get a half-page ad where we thank them. They get right on the front page of our website. They get front coverage we have a video display at Napa Valley Regional Airport.
Right. Right.
That runs channel 191, which is also what the chamber is in charge of that channel. So you get marketing on that channel,
Right.
which is usually on at all the hotels.
Oh,
So
I
when
didn't
you
even
go
think about
into
the
your
hotels,
hotel, you
yeah.
get that.
Again, yeah.
That's worth your membership. But if you want to say, okay, what else do I get? Marketing, because maybe I already spend money on marketing and I don't want to put any money on marketing.
Right.
That's when you look at what you can do for your community and what you can do to support the chamber in our mission
Right.
with economic development. With the visitor center, that alone, we're the place that people come to when they come to visit Craig.
Right.
We're the only visitor center here. If you look up visitor center, you're going to find us.
Right.
And so anyone coming through those doors, they have your merchandise or your brochures. We tell people about our members. We actively do whatever we can to support them in any way. So just having that coverage when visitors, new people coming into town, we also send out welcome packets to anyone
I
that...
was just going to ask if you still do those.
We send out welcome packets, we send out business interest packets, and we send out hunting packets. So
Oh.
if people call or they go on our internet and request, we mail those out and we email them, so they have both.
Right.
And so that can bring in business just by having a new person come to town and
And
then
stop
say, hey, I'm looking for a house,
Right.
or which restaurant do I go to,
Right.
or which hotel. We
Right.
constantly calls, people always asking us where to go in Craig.
Right.
So that's an advantage, just being hooked in with the visitor center and supporting that, because your membership helps support all of what we do.
We'd like to give a big shout out to E&L Signs for being our sponsor of this podcast. E&L Signs serves Western Colorado and Eastern Utah for all your screen printing and vehicle lettering needs. With over 30 years experience, Ed and Lori will get it done for you. So remember, E&L Signs.
So being the visitor center is huge. We sell the forest tickets there. And that's something that allows us to do that because we have a chamber. We can offer that service to the Forest Service and to the parks.
What's the forest?
So we sell wood cutting permits.
Oh, okay.
And so if you want to go get firewood or if you want to go get a Christmas tree,
Okay.
this saves you a trip to Hayden or Meeker.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we also do the OHV permits.
I was just going to bring that up.
Mm-hmm. So that's if you want to drive your OHVs, you get the permit here and in the BLM land or wherever.
Right. Oh, okay.
And then the economic development portion is a whole nother level of what we do, and the business incubator kind of thing, and helping new businesses, and just constantly telling everyone about Craig. And I've been trying to get into the next level of like trying to get state contacts for our area and really reach out. And so I think any support your business is doing is going to help your community.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So maybe you can't see, we got 10 customers. Not everybody tells you where they come from either.
That's true. They don't when you say.
But
refer
if
to.
you look at what is happening for the whole community, it's worth your investment.
Yeah.
And it's going to move our community forward. And I think that's what we were talking about is our willingness to change and our cultural mindset. That's the other reason I got the idea of the Love Moffat County campaign, the Love logo.
Which we love that.
Mm-hmm.
We love it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it too. I'm so happy. Just because I think that's where it starts, right?
Yeah.
We have to love what we have and love our area and love each other,
Pride.
right?
Yeah.
Because we're so lucky. And sure, it's a raw deal what's happening with our coal industry, and it's a bummer that the regulations and is the market really going to be happening this fast, or are they making it faster? It makes me crazy, but it's what it is.
It is, and if we would all admit it to ourselves, we've known it's coming.
They told us when they built it.
That's right.
This is
That's
not,
right.
and so I think why weren't the
did
leaders of
everybody
the
wait?
last 25 years doing something?
Exactly.
We should not be in this position.
No, we shouldn't. They
But
should
we
have
are.
made a plan.
We should have been stashing money, and now we're looking at losing 70% of our tax base for Moffat County. How do you even reconcile that?
Right.
We have to,
We have
and
to
we
figure
need
it
to
out.
figure it out fast.
Exactly.
But to me, the first step is loving us here, loving what we have, and having a positive attitude that
Right.
we can fix it.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's just the little message. I love seeing the signs, and people have been asking me for them, so it grew organically.
I think we were the first one to get a big sign.
Yeah,
Everybody else had
yeah.
little ones.
I can't remember, but someone was like, "Hey, can I have those signs?" And I'm like, "Well, sure." And then people kept on, I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "This is cool."
Yeah.
So I'm really
Yeah.
excited. I'm hoping I can get one more batch of them. I can squeeze the money out to get one more batch, and because I think the last one just went.
And are they all big ones like ours? Or are
They're
they just smaller
different.
ones?
Yeah, they're smaller
Yeah.
now. A lot of them are smaller now. The big ones, well, they're a little more. They're about $23 for us, but
Right.
and they don't fit in everyone's window.
Sure.
I love seeing it. And the big, if I could get a big one in everyone's window,
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's subliminal. You're driving around town.
Yeah.
You see a little love
Yeah.
here, a little love there.
Yep.
Next thing you know, you're smiling. You don't know why,
Yep.
but
Right.
it's there.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
And that's what we need to do. Putting
Yeah,
out
get rid
good
of the
energy.
negative. Absolutely. So that it's coming back as good energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we kind of talked about who you see moving to the area too, as those,
Yeah.
the people that are working from home and things
Right.
like that.
We're going to diversify. I mean, we'll have to. I feel like more urban population, they're going to want the experience we have and the relationships we have.
Right.
You can do everything you want on the internet. You could spend your whole life on the internet, never
true.
see another human if you want
true.
to. Especially in the city, they'll bring you your food. They'll
Oh
bring you-
yeah, that's right. My cousin
They'll
tells me
bring
that.
you everything you want.
Yeah.
So as our culture gets more and more into that tech, I think we're going to rebound and reach out for the real relationships, for actual human connection.
Yeah.
And
so,
and
too.
that's what we're going to be able to market here. Experience. Come out here, spend this time in this cultural, real, authentic experience.
Yes.
And people are going to want to live here to have it all the time.
Right.
And even if they have their business in Chicago or wherever,
Right.
They're going to still want to come here for that. And we, as a culture, as a society, I think we're going to be craving that more because
Right.
we need to get back to that. After being so tech, we got to go back to
Right.
nature more. I
Right.
think
Yeah.
it'll be a natural bounce back.
Right.
And we'll be ready.
Right. We will be. We will be.
Yeah.
What do you think about like housing and infrastructure that you see for people coming in? What do you think we need to
Yeah.
focus on there?
Well, I think cleaning up what we have
Mm-hmm.
would be huge.
Just people taking pride in
Taking
their
care
property.
of their property so that it's attractive to other people wanting to move in to the neighbor's house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't want to buy a house that the whole rest of the street looks crappy.
Right.
So I think that would be the first step. Cleaning up what we have, starting with what we have. More and more, I've been hearing about this higher end level, higher end for Craig, right? So you have the $300,000 house range
Mm-hmm.
where people like our entrepreneurs that have remote work, they can afford to come in and buy a house like that because they have their money coming from somewhere else,
Right.
realistically. So I think we have that need, and I'm hearing more and more about that niche of houses where we should focus on. But I do think one of our biggest assets is Steamboat Springs.
Mm-hmm.
They have a bustling economy. They are expected to grow by 50%.
Right. Exactly.
What can we do to help with that? And that's where you go into that affordable housing range, not low income,
Right.
but where people can own their own homes on the normal kind of job,
Mm-hmm.
teachers.
Right. 300 or less.
Right.
250 or less. Somewhere in that range.
Right,
Exactly.
right. 150 to 250.
Yes.
And then we work on our transportation. We get better bus.
Transportation's
I
huge.
mean,
We need-
how
Yeah.
cool would a train be
Oh, that would be
from
cool.
here to Steamboat,
That
right?
would be cool.
Even just a few more bus routes would help,
Right.
but
Right.
really get it, get it convenient to go. And then we can get some of the people from the Hayden Airport coming here to stay.
Right. Exactly.
And then they can still go skiing. You go skiing one day, you go see the dinosaurs the next.
That's right.
We have this huge valley of
Stuff.
endless, right?
Exactly.
And that's, trying to get the people here to know.
That's right.
And that's why in our BEST program, we do the local area assets, and we really get them to understand what we have. We take them into the Marsha car so they see it.
Oh gosh, the Marsha cart. So I haven't been in that thing since I was a little kid, and I was so excited about the chamber mixer you were doing, and then I forgot to go. It was like 9:30 that night, and I'm like, damn it, I really want to go to it.
We can
'Cause
let you in
it's
anytime.
so cool.
So-
It's so cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about more people
that was
coming
an
to see
awesome
the Marsha car.
idea you did.
It was so fun. The old time photos we have, and they're available now anytime. So people can make an appointment, and we have all the costumes.
That's
And-
really
Oh, wow,
cool.
really?
Yeah, so we can do Marsha Carr old time photos whenever. You could do it for a party or a bridal
Yeah.
shower or a
Oh my gosh,
a
that's
birthday
a neat idea.
party. Or
Yeah.
so eventually, I'd love to have where you could actually have a tea party too in the
Right.
Marsha Carr. I
Right.
have to do
Oh, that would be
I have to put in a new
really cool.
table so we're not using the old furniture and do a few things so we don't mess anything up. But
Right.
so you could come in with like 4 friends and have a tea party and do an old fashioned photo shoot.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I'd like to get more and more people from the area to see what we have in the Marsha Carr. And then that's a real easy thing to tell visitors about.
Oh, absolutely.
And anytime we're open, if there's 2 of us there, we do
Run
tours.
across.
And that's been increasing quite a bit.
Oh, that's good.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
people are wanting.
And those photos are super fun.
That is cool. Who does
Yeah.
the photography for it?
We have Bethany, our staff, Bethany
Oh,
King.
okay.
She's a little photographer herself, so
Oh, that's,
That's
awesome.
awesome.
yeah, she's loving it too. So trying to, develop. That's what we were talking about. Being a progressive employer is
Right.
what can you develop in your people. Our next generation, they don't have the mindset that we grew up with,
Right.
as far as you're dedicated to employer for your life. Like
That's
it's
right.
it's good to stay at a job for 25, 30 years and retire. They don't have that now.
No, they don't.
It is, what am I doing now? Is this moving where I want to go? If not, I'm
Yeah,
out.
I'm out.
So
and
how
the
do you,
2-week notice thing is like a thing of the past.
it's right.
People say, "Oh, I just quit the other day." I'm like, "You didn't give notice." It's just.
I mean,
yeah, it's
if
different.
a millennial stays at a job for 3 years, that's long term.
Right.
So how do we kind of combat that with loyalty?
Right.
Because you don't want to leave a job if you love it, right?
Right,
If you love what you
exactly.
do, if you're growing, So focusing on your staff, and that's another thing I would love to help other businesses do, staff development. We have several different curriculum modules we can work with that the chamber has purchased. So any chamber member has access to these courses. At different levels, you get different access for your whole staff. But for example, this best class you can send someone to for free as a chamber member. If you're a higher level, which you guys are, then we would come here and train for you, depending
that's really
on your
cool.
needs. I'm also working with CNCC. I'm super excited to work with Sasha Nelson up there because we're going to put the best class in an online format through community education.
Oh.
They have the learning management system that we can plug our course right into Scrum files, and then it's completely online. So then the CNCC, in partnership with the chamber, will have these courses available.
For distance learning.
Distance learning. Hopefully get this out to the whole community college system and the whole state taking these classes.
That would be fantastic.
That's
What
exciting.
a
Yeah,
great thing for
it's
you
super
to
exciting.
have accomplished personally.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So are there other chambers, you talked about like just in the valley, but are there other chambers that you feel, okay, there's some situations similar to ours and you collaborate with them? And...
Well, so far I've been talking a lot with Steamboat and with Rangeley, with Connie. I went over to her place and she gave me a tour of what they do there, and we're all very similar. I think what we're focusing in the 3 counties is kind of connecting, like they have the great OHV trails
Right.
already going.
Right.
How do we connect that with our area, and then from Steamboat we get that Yampa Core Trail, really going.
Because that's how it used to be.
Yeah. So I haven't reached out really to any other chambers yet, but I feel like that'll come as I expand out. I'm trying to build some solid connections here, and really, from what I've noticed, we haven't had the best working relationship in the valley. There's been some resistance to working with Routt County, and I want to change that. So I really feel like that's our first thing. We have to be working in sync upward.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
Economy does not have boundaries.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And people shouldn't take it personally, and
Right,
counties
right.
shouldn't take it personally.
Right.
They should want to work together. And...
Exactly.
Routt County's
network.
success is our success,
That's right.
and vice
Absolutely.
versa.
Yeah, absolutely. So
agree.
do you think with your love campaign that you got quite a bit more members to join the chamber?
So I know we've had a couple people specifically say they called about it. They wanted a sign. How do we get a sign? You have to join. That kind of thing. We're doing better with new members than we did last year, but I don't know how many of them
You
are
can't
just
really
not-
tell. Yeah.
Yeah, just the couple that I know called specifically.
Yeah.
So we did get a 2 for sure, but in general, I think it's helping everything.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, and if you
I think
expand
so.
it too, what if you could do
Yeah.
like since it's your idea, but do like the Yampa Valley,
Yeah,
the love for
I
the
know,
Yampa Valley.
right?
Wouldn't that be slick?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, you'll have to write that down.
Yeah, I like that. Well, and
Yeah.
I met with Nathan Fay, who's the director of outdoor rec in Colorado. Went up to Steamboat and met him and a few CEOs from their outdoor rec, and that was one of the conversations: is how do we brand the whole valley?
Right.
Because people know Steamboat,
Right.
they know the Yampa Valley. If we could just get the whole valley branded, and I love that, love Yampa Valley, right? That's great.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's my idea.
Just kidding. It's on film.
That's right. It's going to be all over the internet. You can find it on the Google. So, how do we get involved with the chamber? If we're a member, what things, if I could talk, what things would you like businesses to do to participate with the chamber as members?
Well, I think the best way would be to have one of your employees be an ambassador.
Oh, that's
So
a good idea.
ambassador is a volunteer opportunity. Depending on the business that's sending the person, sometimes they'll pay them while they're there. But typically we have one meeting once a month at lunch. Everyone buys their own lunch, and then we host the mixers. So the ambassadors help host the mixers, and they also go to new businesses. We're starting something they've done similar in the past with the chamber over the years, but we're going to visit new businesses and taking them a little plant. regardless of whether they're members or not. Any
Right.
new business we're excited about.
Right, exactly. Well, and
And-
it might become a membership.
Right,
Mhm.
absolutely. Everyone is your customer.
That's right.
So we take them to the plant, and then and the ambassadors will come for ribbon cuttings. It is a good opportunity to get your employees in the paper or on the web.
Right.
If they're in the picture, we'll
Tag
put their
them.
name
Yeah.
and or tag them if that works. I'm learning that part, but and then sometimes it self tags, right?
Yeah.
Like it
pulls
recognizes
the
certain
face.
people's faces.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like,
that's that whole
my
Big Brother
gosh.
thing again.
Yeah. But anyway, the ambassadors are a great way, and that is a really good way to meet other people, get involved in, and then they can kind of volunteer for whatever they want to help in. We have the Crab Fest every year. Some of them volunteer for that.
Sure.
We have the State of the Community. The other thing that people could get involved in, if they're more into just the networking, we just recently adopted the network, which is the Young Professionals
Okay.
organization.
Mm-hmm.
So that is now part of the chamber,
Oh, that's cool.
which is going to work out great for both groups, I think. It was originally formed to be, a young professional networking group. They've changed the name to just the network because it's focusing on professional networking. If you're young, that's great. If you're not what you would say as a professional yet, that's great. Still come in. And that's a group that meets once a month in more of a social type of environment.
Sure.
We have like a 5 minutes, what we're calling spark talks. So, for example, we did one at Corelli's several months ago where I did like a 5-minute talk about leadership, and then we all just chatted.
Uh-huh.
So it's pretty casual. We did one over at the brewery where Erica kind of walked us through a beer tasting thing.
Oh, cool.
It was
Love
super
the
fun.
brewery. I love it.
And so if anyone's wanting to just like kind of get involved, not really have a lot of as many responsibilities, then the network. And then we're always willing to work on events with businesses or partner in any way with initiatives. So I'd love for anyone to contact me if they have ideas on something that we can help them with. If they have an idea on how to get involved.
Right.
I've had somebody come to me trying to, ask about what type of maybe a blog they could do and involve the chamber.
Oh, uh-huh.
So I'm willing to listen to any idea and connect people. That's the other kind of focus that I have this year. We have the love and community pride, and then we have the connect. And I really see that as a main function of the chamber, because we have the visitor center. We're connecting everyone that comes into town to where they need to go. We have the different members. We connect together. I go to a lot of the government meetings and the larger regional things, so I'm connecting our businesses and our community, our citizens, to the county and to the region. So if anyone can think of a way that the chamber could connect them with what they need or an opportunity, please let me know.
Right. So you mentioned the Crab Fest. That's coming up, I think, right?
Mhm.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about the Crab
Crab
Fest.
Fest is October 12th, Saturday. This is the Chamber's big fundraiser. So the Chamber is funded with about a third member businesses. So the memberships you guys pay.
Right.
That's a third of the money we come in. Well, I'll leave that. And then we
That's
have
okay. Somebody else will pick it
a
up.
third, a third of fundraisers and money we make through different
Right.
ways. We have the Crab Fest, we have the carnival, and then we have a third of agency partners. We have some funding from the Parks and Wildlife and from the county and the city. So we're about a third, and third.
Right.
Third membership, third we raise ourselves,
Right.
and a third is from agency partners that give us, depending on the agency, 3 to 15 to 25,000,
Right.
depending. So this Crab Fest is our super best fundraiser because it's awesome crab.
It's
But
delicious, yes.
I have personally never been to one, so
Oh,
all my
my
life
gosh,
living
it's
here, I have
amazing,
not gone
yeah.
to Crab Fest. I wanted to go one year and it didn't work out, and so I'm excited. But it's quite the production too.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
learning that as well. Luckily, I have an amazing board. I cannot tell you how awesome my board is right
Oh,
now.
that's
That's
great.
good.
And how
That's always
helpful. Yeah. And that's the scary part, right? Coming from a into this type of position where you're working for a board versus just like one person.
Right.
You know, I always had a boss that had to deal with the board.
Right.
So it's kind of different dynamics.
Yeah, you're that one.
But it's so far going really, really great. I couldn't be happier. It's
That's good.
full board people. They come to the meetings. They are very supportive. So they're doing a lot of this work. But we have a hypnotist.
Oh, I think
coming.
they had the hypnotist once before.
I'm not sure it's the same one, but it's a
Okay.
hypnotist. And then we have, you know, the crab and the yummy
the crab is
lobster
fantastic.
or the cheddar
Biscuits, yeah.
red lobster. And auction items. So the staff is gathering donated items from all over the region. They put them in these baskets and create these really cool gifts. We have stuff coming from Junction and Moab and
Wow, that's awesome.
here, of course.
Sure.
So they're trying to do some fun. I know this year they're doing a bar hopping package.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm not sure what that's going to look like. Hopefully there's a taxi or an Uber.
Something.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's just super fun. And we auction that off. It's our best fundraiser. So please come.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
Get
$50
tickets
for the ticket. But
per
you get-
ticket.
Per ticket, yeah.
Yeah.
But you get more than that.
Oh, yeah.
crap.
'Cause, I mean,
yeah,
it's the
it's
all-you-can-eat crab,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
it's not the little weenie snow crab. It is the big king crab, and
So
it's
excited.
so good. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
And when it's October
It's a Saturday, October 12th.
October 12th. Okay, and
Yeah.
they get the tickets at the chamber or any chamber member. Or,
Yeah, the
Okay.
chamber has them. I think you can get them online through our website too. But
but they
Give us
sell
a
out
call.
pretty quick though.
From what I hear, yeah, they do.
Yes, yeah.
yeah, we'll see. We just started yesterday, so
Right, I got the email yesterday. Cool. So, what is one habit you stick to every day which has helped you be successful?
so I'm not a very consistent person. So luckily my dog makes me take her on a walk every morning.
Oh, cool.
And I do take her down to the pond. I do a couple yoga poses. I try to do the warrior pose every morning, even if I'm just running out of the house and I can't even take the dog if I'm late or something. It really helps. Like, I don't know if you guys know the warrior pose.
Yeah, I
It's
do.
pretty cool.
I do. Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Just the powerful. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, in general, before my dog started making me go on a walk, I think just really every day I just try to remember to have faith in God and have faith
Right.
that we're divine and we have a divine mission and that we're going to see why we're here. We're going to see our purpose. And if we show love and we give love, we'll get that back. And I want to help the world be better. So I try to remind myself that every day. If I get pissy at someone or I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
You know, that's just me. That's me in a different form.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know everything yet. Neither
Right.
do they.
Right. Exactly.
So I try to keep that in mind, and it's helpful when you're working with people that just can't see it. Okay, someday.
Someday.
Someday it will.
It'll come, yeah, it'll come. Well, you always make me think of like and we went to school together. We just recently remembered, but
Go Tigers.
exactly, better than the Bulldogs. But anyway, you make me with this project and your love for the chamber. You just make me think of the Tasmanian Devil because 2 seconds of you being in my office, I'm like, okay, what membership do you want me to have? Let me get my checkbook. I mean, you were just like all excited
I don't
and
think
just
everyone's
like
telling me that ever. I
and
don't
just
think
you
that's
get
funny.
like everybody wrapped into that.
Aw.
You're like a one person little like cheerleader for the whole area.
I appreciate
And
that.
you
It's real. I'm being myself.
you are, yeah,
And
I mean, it's just how
that's
you are.
another thing
And-
I decided, you know, at one point, I don't know when, but just, you gotta just be yourself, be authentic, and so it's scary sometimes to put yourself out there,
yeah,
but that's where you remember we're all the same.
that's right.
You can tease me, but guess what? You're teasing yourself.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Nope, I agree.
So-
And I think it's important if people just are themselves and not try to be something they're not. You know, that's the way we feel. That's the way Casey and I are.
And people are, right, we're dynamic, we're constantly changing, and
Mm-hmm.
and judging someone by one thing they did one time, or
Yeah.
one
30
thing
years
you
ago.
saw, the perception thing, right? Everyone sees it
Absolutely.
from a different angle. I learned that a lot actually working at the college. And the weirdest thing, doing Title IX investigations, right? Which is sexual assault. You learn people can be in the same room watching the same thing happen and they all see something different.
That's absolutely right.
So you have to keep that in mind.
And some
every
of them
time.
see it's wrong and it's right.
Right, right. So just remembering everyone has their own perspective and their own reality. How can we cooperate and communicate together to begin to create one that's the same, that's good?
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Anything we missed that you want to add in? We could just sit here and listen talk to you
it's
for
fun,
hours
huh?
because
I
you
could talk about it, too.
it is. You just
I talked about Marcia Kerr photos. Nope, I'm good. I think we're good. I'm excited about everything we're doing. And
that's awesome. We are too. I love these card ideas. These
I
are
do
really
too.
neat. Yeah.
Did you guys get a pack of these? Did we bring you
We got a.
did
we?
a bag
Did
full
we
of
get
folders?
I
this?
think so.
Did we get?
Yeah.
Did
oh,
you?
we did get
Okay.
this. Okay, I did.
Okay.
I thought we got
So
something
you
totally
should
different.
have
I'm sorry.
some folders like this to you give out for any
I think
of
we
our
only have one.
customer-
Yep.
You didn't get a whole bag
No,
full?
they brought us one.
Oh, okay, I'll get you a bag full.
Yeah, because these cards
So,
are awesome,
Yes, we'll give
and
you.
we can give these to our new
Mhm.
buyers that have moved to the area.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you want like a little chunk, a display of these, we can do that too.
Oh yeah, let's do
Yeah.
that.
But
Let's do
these
that.
folders are ready for you just to hand out to anyone that might stop in and say, "Hey, I'm looking in the area," or
That's perfect.
you
That's
just
what
hand
we
them and say,
need.
"Here, this is
Yep.
all the information." It has stuff from Tom Kleinstich at the Visit Moffat County. It has our stuff, all of these new things. It doesn't have this, but this is one fun thing I'll show you. So each best class at the end comes up with their own best, so their own 10 best. And this is what this spring class came up with as their best 10. So these are kind of like their mottos they're going to try to move forward with.
So those are people that aren't seeing it on video. It says our best 10. Number 1 is everyone is our best customer. Number 2, be welcoming, meet and greet. Number 3, practice proactive engagement. Number 4, educate and inform. Number 5, be mindful, self-aware, and open-minded. Number 6, have ethics and empathy. Number 7, listen and be objective. Number 8, just say yes. Number 9, be honest and act with integrity. And number 10, appreciate and invest in relationships. So do you want to expand on any of those?
Well, they're just, after we went through the program and we talk about customer service and we talk about our soft skills and engaging, these are kind of all of the areas that class came up with. They decided these are the things we want to come forward out of this class and remember. So we had them, they just picked on their own. Okay, we know we want to focus on who our customers are. That's
right.
And then what are the steps to be welcoming and you meet and greet them. Proactive engagement. You know, these are just what they came out of with that class. And so they take this with them and as kind of a reminder,
That this is the end goal.
this is
This-
what
yeah,
they're
this is
what's
what
coming out of
everything-
this. And if you move forward with these in mind, you're going to be successful. You're going to be successful with your customers. You're going to be successful with your boss. You're going to be successful with your coworkers.
Right.
If you're always, listening
Right.
and being objective before you react. There's a component of emotional intelligence that we need to be integrating into our businesses. So we're not reacting
Right.
in a way that can hurt our business.
Right.
And that's
By flying off the handle, what we used to call flying off the
right,
handle.
exactly.
Yeah.
Flying off the handle or jumping to conclusions,
Right. Right.
all of that. And this is just kind of and each class will make their own. So we're having a class that's going to start October 15th, if that's a Tuesday. We're doing it 3 Tuesdays in a row from 8 to noon. We feed breakfast. So it takes 12 hours total to get the certification. And most of the employers are sending their employees getting paid that time.
Sure.
Some aren't, and we did have some self-employed people come. Last time we had 15 people go through the class, filled the class.
That's awesome.
We're going to open it up to more people this time and have a bigger venue. But if anyone wants to sign up, give us a call at the chamber and we'll get you on the list. It's going to be super fun.
Awesome. And what is the chamber's phone number?
It's 970-824-5689.
And the address is?
360 East Victory Way. We're right across from the Marcia car, right next to Chapman's Auto.
Perfect. Nice plug for Chapman's too.
Well, Paula's on the board, so.
That's right.
Hi, Paula.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, very good. Well, thanks a million again,
Well,
truly,
thank you for having
coming.
me.
We really enjoyed it.
It was fun. I even forgot we were on camera.
Good.
Right?
That's the way we want
Exactly.
it. Our camera guy does an awesome job. So cool.
Yay.
We'd like to give a big shout out to E&L Signs for being our sponsor of this podcast. E&L Signs serves Western Colorado and Eastern Utah for all your screen printing and vehicle lettering needs. With over 30 years experience, Ed Moore will get it done for you. So remember, E&L Signs.